So it's early Sunday morning. This is the first time I've really had a chance to kind of look this thing over. It's been here, what, a week now, parked in my driveway. And I had planned on power washing it before I do anything to it because it is absolutely filthy. It has 10 years of barn grease, just plus who knows how many years of just working grease and dirt and crap all over it, and you cannot climb into here without just filthying your pants. So I'm not washing it here in the driveway because the runoff in our storm drains goes directly into the ocean, and I don't want to put this crap in there. So I'm gonna drive it. I'm gonna try my luck and drive it to the local car wash here and degrease it there. It's a fun. I think this is a pretty cool little tractor. Like I said, it's been sitting here a week, and I've been locked up into theater opening nights in a week, and we have what's called Tech Week going on right now, which means I'm pretty much, and I'm not complaining, I'm just explaining. Yesterday was Saturday, and I was out of the house by 8:30 because we had our first call was at 9 o'clock, and I didn't get home till 10:40 or so last night, and that's just the way things are the week before production opens. But just on initial, doesn't matter anyway, on initial inspection on this thing, like I mentioned, we got a couple lug nuts missing. Gonna knock those broken studs out and replace those. If you're not familiar with how these loaders work on these 8Ns, is they're fully self-contained. Well, on this type of loader, and other than the stupidity they did here to get the PTO out the front for the hydraulic pump, your hydraulic fluid, there's two frame structures going on here. You've got your loader frame structure, and you have the frame that's attached to the tractor itself, which is this. And this pipework actually is what holds your hydraulic fluid. Right? So this whole framework holds, I don't know, 4 or 5 gallons of hydraulic fluid. It goes around. You can see where the little niblet comes out of there, and then there's your pipework that goes into the pump. But the problem that I'm finding here is that they've used some kind of JB Weld and a band clamp, so I'm assuming that there's a leak here. It's not currently leaking, but I'm assuming there's a crack there. Tires are good. I think the tires are fantastic. They're 11.2 by 28. Not a weather check in them. Everything on this thing is just, like I said, juicy. We do have a rear PTO. There's a little shaft cover right there. You give that a little, that comes off, and the spline shaft is there, which is pretty cool. I do have a bad axle seal. It's a bit juicy in there. I don't know if you noticed on the video when I was driving it home, I had to stand on the brakes to get it to stop because the shoes are a little wet back there. So I'm going to put axle seals in this thing. Got to figure out something to do with his exhaust. I can't have an exhaust coming out that low to the grass. There is a hydraulic leak here. You can see. Like I said, it's been here a week. Maybe I didn't say it, but I'm saying it now. It's been here a week already. See, it looks like somebody's repaired it here on this side. They splattered some weld on here. So I'm assuming it's the same thing going on this side, which is not a big deal. The amp meter's blown out. Oil pressure gauge doesn't work. All this linkage here is super sloppy, but it's because they used the wrong size bolts, and you have this much play before you even activate the bucket, and that's it. You know, there's plenty of meat on these tires. I think they're going to work just fine. This one's missing a lug nut, but I figure if we're pulling the axles to change the axle seals anyway, I might as well knock that one out and put a new one in. Some old BF Goodrich tires that seem to work well. I don't think there's too much going on here other than cleaning up the wiring. There's a little bit of rust right here. And these 3 ribs they're okay. I mean, they'll work. They sat in that barn for 10 years and have held air this whole time, so I think they're going to do just fine. I do have a little loose steering here going on. You see how that's slipping on that? All stuff that can be fixed. All stuff that can be fixed. So I'm going to try my luck. I'm going to stuff a battery in this thing. I've got a battery in my garage. I'm going to pop a battery in this thing. I'm going to drive it over to the spray booth. Check the fluids, of course. I have to top the radiator off, but check the oil. But going to drive it over there and see. Hopefully we come back with a clean tractor. So I'm back from the squirt booth. Back from the squirt booth, spent $5 or $6 in quarters. And now we can see where that repair was done. Looks like they did some kind of JB Weld thing. Still a little bit of juiciness on this thing. A little bit of grease that I missed. But I put some Zep Purple in a little pump up sprayer there. And 3 cans of dollar store oven cleaner. I did drive this on the street. It was round trip was about 5 miles to the spray booth. Unfortunately, now this hydraulic leak is really moving fluid now that I've taken all the whatever was stopping up the crack. But she looks like a pretty clean tractor. Ran like a champ. I'm still very amazed at how well this thing runs. And didn't miss a beat. I fully extended all the hydraulics. Beautifully clean hydraulics. Incredibly pit and rust free. Now that I can see, it looks like there was some repair done on this. Let's see, make sure the light's good. There's some weld on this. Yeah, I don't know. They did some kind of repair on that, but oh yeah, and I did add wheel bearings to the list of things that need to be done. This thing gets death wobbles at about 10.7 miles per hour. Yeah. So not only do I have play in the steering, which I can fix, that. But look at the wheel. Damn crows. Where's my 22? Anyway, both front wheels get wobbles. This one's particularly bad in comparison to the other side, which might explain why that side tire is worn significantly more than this one. But yeah, so my short list of things to do: mechanically, gonna run new axle seals, gonna put new wheel bearings in it, change the oil, tune it up. I'm not even gonna flush the tank or fuel lines because that doesn't seem to be a reason. The antifreeze is green and it's holding, so I'm gonna leave that alone and fix the leaks. You know, weld up that corner of the hydraulic leak. There is a crack here in the frame. Now that I can see it all, that's easy. Fix that. That old Miller welder out here, that stick welder, and yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I'm excited, and it runs just so nice. I'm gonna pull the battery out of it here, but let's step into this thing. Look, I have gears. There's a 1 and a 4 and an R and a 2 and a 3. When I drove this thing home initially, I drove it home in 3rd gear. I didn't realize this was even a 4-speed transmission. I thought maybe this was a high-low transmission. I had 1st gear and 3rd gear, and then I knew where reverse was, but I didn't realize that 4th gear's in there. Anyway, let's push the button and make this thing run. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I gotta fix that too. That's another thing on the short list, is that starter tends to hang up a little bit. I do have a replacement ammeter in the house for that, and I'm probably going to get a new oil gauge. That one's kind of stuck. But it does have oil pressure. I just put all these miles on this rig and it didn't miss a beat. Love it. I love it.